George, you took over this club when we were all but relegated and we struggled last season, but you've turned it around. You've now got the Genko singing your name. How have you managed to do it?
I think it's hard work, togetherness, but also more the fans can see what I'm trying to do here as a manager with the management team I've got behind me, and it's to see the sort of football we're playing as well, how competitive we've been with all the competitions that we take part in, and the players are giving their all game in, game out. And when the players do that, the fans, that feeds back to the fans, and it's good. And also results do help when we get results, and the fans can see that, and they know how hard I'm working as a manager to try and make sure we are competitive week in, week out.
The game in the FA Cup capitulated your success this season. What do you say to the boys when they're going out against a team 2 leagues above on an 11-game unbeaten streak? How do you get them motivated for that?
Like we said, the game itself motivated our players. If you can be motivated coming up against a league opposition in Barrow like we did last week, then you shouldn't be in this game. So it was self-motivated, but also just reminded the players of the magnitude of the game, what it means to our community, Maidstone United Football Club and the entire community, what it meant to them, their families, their friends, what it meant to us, the staff as well, our owners. So it was important that I reminded them of the responsibilities on the pitch, and it was all about telling them that we can do this. They need to believe in themselves, because I, as a manager, I believe in each and every one of them, and they needed to go out there and perform as a group and make sure we're not carrying anyone on the day. What do I mean by that? Making sure everyone is contributing at very, very high standards, and I thought they've done that emphatically as a group, and so that was the team talk.
We saw you get very emotional at the end. Why?
It was an emotional day for me because of I was carrying, like I said, I was carrying the emotions for my players. When you work so hard as a group, and just seeing how happy everyone was, not just our players, looking at the fans standing by us, some of them were in tears. And I've got my staff in rows, running, our kid lady running to me and crying as well. And then you see the jubilation around the stadium, and you see the young kids running on the pitch and being happy, and seeing the fans at the Genko, how happy they were with our players. If you are a footballing person, you need to feel emotional. So that was the emotions pouring out, but also what that does to my community back in Cameroon. Like I said again, from our town in Kumba, and also my former college that I went to, St. Joseph's College, Sase, where this footballing journey started there as well. It was just to give hope back to the community in Africa, back in Cameroon most especially, to the younger people growing up there, and say, if I can do this, making history here, then surely the world's your oyster. You can do it as well.
Inspiration. I think it's safe to say that you did make so many people's day on that day. One person who had a very good day was Bivesh Gurung. Have you got any words on him? Because I think the general attitude around the club is that no one deserved that goal more than him.
Yeah, Bivesh is a very, very humble young man, works really, really hard, exceptionally hard, very respectful, and is very much a team player. And like I said again, for what he lacks at this moment in his young career, technically, he makes it up with hard. He makes it up with hard work, and he's a likable person around the team setup. And for him to do that at that stage against a very, very good opposition, and it wasn't just an ordinary goal. It was a spectacular goal, in my opinion, that deserved to win any game, let alone the FA Cup second round, for us to put this football club into the third round. But again, he's just taking it all in his stride, and he came in on Monday like he's done nothing. But again, he deserves all the praises that he's getting around the country and the world, because everyone is talking about him. So it's good to see.
Someone needed to step up after the injury to Levi Mani. I'm just wondering if you've got any updates on the Levi Mani situation?
With Levi, we still diagnosing it. The head of medicals, Paul Smith, is going to get that the diagnosis result by Monday next week. We'll know the extent of it. So just bear with us. At the moment, he just needs to stay calm, and also we need to make sure we look after him while he's in the boots at the moment. So, but he's in good spirit. He's in good spirit.
We've signed Timmy Abraham to bolster our attack. Have you got any words on him?
Yeah, a very, very good player. He's going to add value to our squad. When the chance for us to add on with that quality, we've not hesitated. The board is sanctioned that move for us, for me, to boost out the squad. We're going into the second half of the season, and I said when we need to add on to our squad to give us that bit of quality, then we'll do so if the right player is available and he fits the bill. And it's not just the bill; it's a quality player that's had lots of games in the league above, and it's exciting to have him on board with us. So I'm sure he's going to add some value to our squad.
What are your thoughts ahead of tomorrow's game against Barnet in the FA Trophy?
Listen, again, Barnet is a Step 1 team. They're doing really well in the National League. We come up against them last season, and we know how good they were then, and they've strengthened in areas, and they're playing in a certain way this season, and we need to be at our absolute best to stand any chance to compete against them. But knowing our group, we're going to be ready when we go there tomorrow. We're showing them all the respect in our preparations leading to this game. And, so tomorrow we're going to go there to try and make sure we are competitive and play the game for the 95, 96, 97 minute, and then see where that takes us after the game.
Fatigue going to be a problem? Obviously, we're competing in the FA Cup, we're competing in the league as well. How high a priority is the FA Trophy?
No, every game is a priority to us as a football club. We want to be competitive. We want to try and give a good account of ourselves. And at the end, the ultimate goal is to try and win every football match that you are in. And this is no different. So I'm sure Barnet is no different as well to how they've prepared against us. And they want to progress to the next round of the FA Trophy. And we are no different to that as well. So we have to make sure we go out there, play our best game as a group, and if we do that, then we'll see where that takes us after the game.
Finally, just heading back to the FA Cup, how did you react to the draw, and what do we need to do to get to round 4?
Well, I reacted positively to the draw. Would have loved a much bigger opposition. No disrespect to the ones that we're going to be coming up against in either Stevenage or Port Vale. As a smaller club, when you're in the third round of the FA Cup, you're hoping you get one of the Premier League teams, but that wasn't to be. But now we know our fate. We have to concentrate on our league games first, on the games that we have, and then when we approach that game, then we're going to get the players ready for it. I will get the players ready, and I believe it's a game that if we are right on the day as a club, why not make it to round 4? So it's all there to play for. But again, we look at the fixtures that we've got before that game. So our players need to focus on one game at a time and not look too far ahead.